Today we're checking back in with Solana's Sol coin. We're going to be performing some technical analysis and making some predictions on where we can expect to see Sol go in the near future. Let's get into it. How's it going, guys? Ryan here and welcome back to another crypto video. Today we're taking another look at Sol, which sits on Solana's blockchain. We're going to be using various indicators today in order to make some predictions on where we can expect to see Sol's price go in the near future. But before we get into all that good stuff, guys, please remember to leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy today's video, and if you want to see more of this sort of content, hit subscribe and turn on those bell notifications. We cover crypto, stocks, investing and wealth management. And of course, I'd love to know your thoughts on Solana and Sol coin down in the comments section below. But without any further ado, let's jump straight into the computer and start today's analysis. Welcome into the Sol chart, guys. If you're looking to buy Sol or want some free Bitcoin, there are a couple of links down in the description of today's video. But last time we took a look at this coin was right here on the 29th, and I'll just zoom in on that one for you. And on that day we had a high of $140 and a low down here of $131. Now where we're sitting currently is 151, so much higher than it was previously, but we did peak a few days after our video at 177. And now that we've seen, I suppose, a bit more action play out, I really think the pattern that we were originally looking at in the form of a trading channel has almost changed slightly. And in fact, I think while still the bottom end of it is there, and I'll put that one in place for you right now. As you can see, we'll chuck in the bottom sort of end of this chart moving through. I'd suggest putting it probably, let's say, about there. We really want that touch point though in at the top, so let me just, I'm going to start from here, grab it, chuck us down there. You can see we've had a couple of little bounces off that point from, I'd say, suggest right there. That was the bottom of our channel last time, and before I did have a top end of the channel, but I really think a different sort of pattern has almost formed itself over the past few days. And taking the last all-time high over here at 216, it almost looks like we've got a bit of a triangle pattern going on here, as you can see, and things are now starting to get relatively tight. This looks to me a bit like a symmetrical triangle, so keep that one in mind. I think we're really at the pointy end now of things, and in fact, if we do go to the hourly, we'll be able to see that probably even better. As you zoom out and see that loads, you can see it's really coiling, really getting tighter, and whilst yes, it looked like we almost dropped out on the 12th, which was a couple of days ago, we came back into this trend. But I'll go back to the daily for the rest of the analysis. Let's bring in now a few more indicators in order to help us basically determine exactly where we are sitting. So let's firstly bring in our three key moving averages. So the first is our short-term 20-day moving average, which is, you know, the one that I suppose the most action occurs on. Our medium-term 50-day moving average, we'll put that one in red, make it really clear, and then finally our long-term 200-day moving average in the yellow. So just so you understand where we're sitting from that perspective, the 200-day moving average really is not in play at all. It's sitting at $64.35. Now what we're looking at the moment is that 20-day moving average and the 50-day moving average, which have gotten quite close at the moment. The 20-day is at 151 and the 50-day is at 146. Now it looks like they're almost about to touch, and given that they're about to touch, that could mean one of two things. Either we're going to see a pump in, I suppose, the buying action occurring. You can see the volume's been dropping over the past month or two, or we're going to see a cross. So a pump would result in these lines not meeting or potentially just touching, and the 20-day going up, price obviously breaking upwards, or alternatively we're going to see this 50-day moving average continue to sort of move up, and if the 20-day really is unaffected by the price action, we're going to see a death cross, and that is ideally not what we want to see at the moment. Given the shape of this pattern though, and exactly what's been happening over the past week or two, we've seen a bit of coiling action, a bit of consolidation. So I'd say my best bet is this 50-day moving average is now acting as a point of support for us. And this 20-day moving average looks like it's now almost acting as a point of resistance for us. And today's candle is wedged right in between both of those points, and it's waiting to break either upwards or downwards. Now, given that we're in an overall uptrend, and I think the overall crypto market at the moment is very, very positive. It's becoming more bullish by the day. What we will expect to see is a break in an upwards direction. I'll make that one white so we can see that a bit clearer. We're going to see a break upwards, breaking through the top end of this triangle and moving potentially to test, I'd suggest, back here at 173. I'll just plug that one in. Where are we sitting? Probably about there at 173 before we then move and go for our all-time highs once again up here in the 216 mark. Now, I do think there may be another point of contention, the $200 mark, but that is more psychological as opposed to, I suppose, price action oriented. So that one's just sitting there. I don't think it's going to cause much grief given there's not much price action that has occurred there. We've had 1 day's worth effectively. Instead, I think what we're going to see is a break up. We're going to test this point right here at 173, either break through or not, and then we're going to go straight for those all-time highs again potentially. So that is really the goal for my today's video. It's going to be 173. That is the goal. That is the target of today's analysis. Let's just bring in a few more factors though in order to determine if that's the case. MACD, let's have a look at that one quickly. You can see, yes, we have had a bit of red. We did have a brief period of green, but something that's interesting is the 12-day EMA crossed below the 26-day EMA quite quickly after we saw, a good cross occur here. Now, unfortunately, we didn't pump and we've come back down, come back under, but those two lines are still very, very close to each other. And I don't think we're seeing much of a peak occurring here. Instead, it's flattening out. I think we're going to see this 12-day EMA with a bit of volume come through and then cross back above the 26 EMA, indicating that we have a breakout. And this is a relatively reliable indicator for cryptos such as Sol. This 12 crossing the 26-day EMA always results in a break up or a breakdown. I mean, if we just look back to here, we saw the break up as that occurred. Even if you go all the way, back here, big red day occurred basically when we saw the death cross, unfortunately. But that is the way these things go, both positive and negative, so keep an eye on them. Let's also have a look at the relative strength index for today's video as well. We're sitting at a value of 50.88, quite literally smack bang in the middle. Plenty of room to go up, but also plenty of room to drop as well. But I don't think that is really going to happen. Worst case scenario for us, we do drop, but I really think we'll spike back up. I think the RSI though, MACD, and all our other indicators are showing us that more than likely we are going to break upwards, and all we need is a bit of buying volume in order to get to this 173 mark and beyond. That wraps up my Solana Sol coin analysis for today, guys. Let me know your thoughts on it down in the comments section below. Do you think we can hit that 173 mark after breaking through our triangle pattern? Let me know your thoughts. And of course, if you did enjoy today's video, remember to leave a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of this sort of content, hit subscribe and turn on those bell notifications. We cover crypto, stocks, investing, and wealth management. But I'll leave it there for today, guys. I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.